Okay, I have this area of my backyard that I can't do anything with. Can't really dig around in here. There's some wires and irrigating pipes that go by here. So I decided to put in some sort of little water feature, and then I won't have to worry about digging around in here. As you can see, I've already started this. I have this deep area dug here, which I'll need to put a liner in it. And we'll see how this goes, but I'm intending on having two water courses, one here on the left, another one here on the right, that comes down from around where this dirt pile is, comes off the top of this old tree stump here. So it's going to be a kind of a project's going to take a little bit of thinking, because I have all these restrictions, with all these lines that go by. But I need to do something with this area, because I can't really plant flowers here and dig it up every year, because it's too risky with all this, pipes and stuff that are going by here. There are others that we can't see that go by here too. There's like 3 or 4 other pipes that go through here. Okay, we've kind of roughed out our design here. I'll be making adjustments, of course, as we progress. It needs to be relatively level on all of the borders around any basin where the water's going to be. So if not, then you'll have a basin that appears high on one side and low on the other. It doesn't have to be exact, but it's got to be fairly close. So I was intending on using this little, I think they call it a streamlet up here. So the water will come up here behind the stump and around and up, and then through that little basin or streamlet thing down into that little mini basin and flow down here, split into 2 paths down to the deeper area right here. Alright, I've kind of roughed in the liner and began placing some rocks around the side to adjust the level of the edges. This is going to take a water test to make sure I've got it right. I've already made some changes. I didn't use that little spillway thing I originally thought I was going to use. I simplified it, have my water just coming out up there and coming down here. So I'll put like a big flower pot with some kind of a plants in there that spread out over the side, hang down over the side, cover up much of that tree stump and the liner. So the next step is to put some water in here, and there's some leveling I need to double check. Alright, well, we put some water in this thing, and I did find 2 places where I didn't have my edges adjusted properly. One was up there on the right side. The other one was right here, believe it or not. It'll surprise me a little, but those are easy to fix. So what I need to do now is put in the more rocks in here in the center, so it looks like the water's going down through the rocks, and cover up much of this liner. Of course, some of it will be covered by vegetation later. And once I get that done, I have to clean this out a little bit. I have a temporary drain. I originally got a piece of pipe I was going to put in there for a drain, but we'll see if I need to modify that like I originally thought I was going to do, or just leave it as is. Well, got the pump running. I'm still far from done here, so we need to cover up as much of this liner as we can with rocks and stuff. Of course, it won't get completely covered until we get some vegetation growing in here, but there'll be a lot of rocks we're going to have to put in here. We're washing them in those buckets over there, so we've got the majority, or all the hard stuff done. The majority of the work is complete. Like I say, we've got a ways to go. So probably about, I don't know, 75% there. Well, here we are a couple months later. The pond has been not only completed, but it's matured a little bit. I got some plants growing around it. I actually need to rework a few areas because this pond, I found out, has become a raccoon magnet. They come in here and they tear my pond up. So I've captured like 7 of them and released them up in the mountains. But I'm not sure I've got all of them. If I can't seem to be victorious over the raccoons over the long term, unfortunately that may force me to take this pond out and fill the hole back up with dirt and think of something else. But the pond as it is stands right now has matured a fair amount and looks better. I have like an overgrowth of these plants here, so it's hard to tell, but there's water and fish underneath there. I need to remove some of these plants. I've been selling them on a local classified website, but not fast enough. The last raccoon I caught was probably the largest raccoon I've ever seen, and he began to tear up my trap. I'll show you that here in a second. I need to see if I can fix it. If I can't, I'll have to throw it away. Not sure how well this will be seen on with this camera phone, but the raccoon bent the metal here. He was pulling on it, trying to get out. In order to be able to pull that metal like that, he had to bend this support wire we see right here. It's all bent up and all kinds of different contortions. He also bent the plate that triggers the trap. So I'm not sure how many pounds of force is required to be able to bend this metal like this, but I'm assuming I should be able to do that with one hand if I pull really hard. So this is a pretty small pond, of course, like I mentioned before, the smallest one I've ever put together. But if you're considering one, think about whether or not you have a raccoon problem in your area, because as I discovered, it will quickly become a raccoon magnet. Trying to see if we can visualize the goldfish. You can see them right there a little bit through the water. I bought 4 goldfish from the pet store, 35 cents each. They were just little tiny things, about 1.25 inches at the time. They're coming up on 6 inches now. So that should indicate that my water quality is good enough for them to you know, survive and grow. So if you want to make a pond, it can be a lot of fun. Like I say, this one probably would be better looking if I pulled about 3/4 of these plants out of here, so at least we could see the water. Yeah, caught another raccoon. This is raccoon number 10. The others I don't have any pictures or video of because I got up early in the morning at 5 a.m. and checked the trap and then took them for a ride. This guy here is a little scared. It's Sunday morning at 7:30. I woke up a bit ago and to find this guy in my trap, so let's take him up. He did not get to the pond. He was on his way there. This trap is set next to the pond, and they usually come from my backyard in the corner on a diagonal. They come up over some trees over there and head towards the pond. So I got this guy. One raccoon was very nasty and lunge at me and make all kinds of noise and try to bite me. The others have been pretty quiet. We'll see what this guy does when I pick his cage up. He looks scared and maybe mean. So although they can't get me through the trap, it still scares me. And that was what the first raccoon did. He was lunging at me so much that I was pretty nervous and I was sweating. But anyways, this guy's going for a ride. Right, I've arrived at this little guy's new home, I guess you could say. And he's going to go down this trail right here. So what I do is I release him with the open end of the trap pointing down that way, and down he runs. It's the first time I've been up here in daylight. We've always come up here way before sunrise. So I'm going to attempt to get a video of him being released, but I don't know how that's going to work out. There's a little trail I'm going to send him down. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. A little nerve-wracking. Although I haven't had one come out of the cage and come back at me. There he goes down the trail.